race fans, and welcome once again to the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge presented by Bolt Law Group. Tonight here at round number 7 here at Watkins, Glen, and I tell you, boy, we're gonna have a wild time here tonight, folks. Guys are this is the first road course of the season for the NAISCC, and we're gonna see how the guys handle this 2.4 mile circuit. We're just wrapping up practice here. A little cool out there today, relatively speaking. 65-degree air temperature. Winds are gusting at 7 miles an hour. The track temperature is about 83 degrees, so not too bad. We'll see how the grip levels are out there this evening. Let's go ahead and go down to the track here and see who we see out there. There's Ryan Ferraro. Wrapping up some practice here. Right now he's showing 7th fastest in practice. So it looks like most of the guys are in the pits. See, Dustin Swingle, he's out on track. Of course, the session is getting ready to wind up here. As 1 hour practice, and now they're getting ready to start qualifying. About less than 3 minutes to go there. There's the 25 of Mark Love. He's currently your fastest with a 1:10.990. Here's the 57 of Thomas Walter, 6th fastest at the moment. Oh, and Walter gets it into the wall there. Oh, and he collected. Who was that? That's the 14, Vince. I'm sorry, who is that? Yeah, Vince Sora. Yeah. I tell you, this is gonna be an interesting race, boy. Because they're not sure. Not everybody. Road racing is not everybody's forte. Some guys are stronger at it than others, and so we're gonna definitely see who can tame this beast here, Watkins Glen. There's the one car, Watchorn. He's in the wall there a little bit. So there's the 88 of Joshua Stevens, and I couldn't see who that was directly behind him. Is that the 12 car? Looks like, well, that's the 8 car. Yeah, the 8 car there. That's Tom Sinchak. He's currently 3rd fastest. We have overcast skies today, and that's probably going to help to keep the track relatively cool. Cool track means these tires aren't going to get up to temperature as quickly as the drivers probably want them to. And you might see a little bit of fishtailing coming out of some of these turns. Patrick Hernandez, currently 10th fastest. Oh, and it looks like practice just did finish, so we're getting ready to roll over to the to qualifying here. Let's take it live here. We're going to wait for some guys to come out on the course. See, I think we have Vincent Sora. He's on track. On his out lap here. Mark Love, he's on track as well. Oh, and Love, he blew the chicane that particular time. And so he will have to go all the way around and start over again. There's Dustin Swingle. Breaking it down for that chicane. A few more cars coming on track. There's the 11 of Corey Jansen. Mike Ferraro's out. It's going to take a little while. You know, as I said earlier times, it takes a couple of minutes for them to get around, and a lot of these guys were on their out lap, and so then they start their first timed lap, and so it takes a few minutes just to get around there. He's on the back side of the course there. Getting ready to hit the chicane. Still waiting for some lap times to come in. No one has crossed the line just yet to finish their first hot lap. Oh, and we do have one there. It's Vincent Sora. First time on the board, a 111.726. Guys are starting to cross the line here. Now there's Mark Love. He's a 111.865. Currently second, followed by Tom Sinchak. So far, those are the only three that have completed one timed lap. Dustin Swingle a little wide there, but he's fifth fast. So hang on to it, Dustin. There you go. Guys are giving it all they got around here at Watkins Glen. There's a 19 of Max Foner, currently fourth fastest. Oh, and boy, I tell you, when these guys get out here for the race, man, this is going to be something to see these guys get after it. You have some areas for runoff, but a lot of the places, no, you don't. Those walls are sitting there waiting for you. And I can't wait for the green flag to drop and get this one going. So far, only 6 drivers have posted a time. Correction, let's make that 7. Maurice Gomillion, he's running the 112.556. Good enough for 4th place at the moment. Feeling that Valvoline machine around. Now this is the Cup car layout. There's and Gomillion goes into, and he couldn't get it slowed down before he hit the wall. Lost the hood on that one. And right now he got bumped to 5th place. Let's see, there's Joshua Stevens. He has not posted a lap yet, and he won't do it on that particular lap. He's going to have time. Will we have time? Yeah, I think it's they just finished qualifying, so they are getting ready to roll over to the race session here. We're going to go ahead and wait for some guys to come on track. While we're doing that, we'll go ahead and look at our see if we can see our results here qualifying. Vincent Sora, your pole sitter. Mark Love second, Tom Sinchak, Nick Kessler, Maurice Gomillion, Max Fona, Ryan Ferraro, Dustin Swingle, Joshua Stevens, and Merrick Watchhorn round out the top 10, followed by Corey Jansen, Thomas Walter, Dakota Moniz, Landon Durhold, Aaron Kralik. Then let's see, well, I lost my place there. Kyle Rochelle, 16th. Patrick Hernandez, 17th. Josh Bearden, 18th position. And we're showing 20 cars on track. There we go. And Mike Vano, 19th, and James Trammell. There we go. Guys are gridding up now. In about 30 seconds, the pace cars should get them underway here. I went ahead and threw up that grid order so you can see it there again. And looks like everybody made it in. Now that's good to see. Everybody that was in the server managed to make it into the race. And they're rolling off. Pace cars bringing them around. 74 laps to go. So we're trying to get a little bit of heat in those tires. Everybody's making their way back through the chicane there. And some guys decided to straight line it. Not a bad idea, you know, because quite tight going through there. You want everybody to make it through. And sometimes I've seen pace laps, they start towards the back side of the track. This one, they went all the way around. Looks like everybody's paint job. I was looking at let's see. Now, you know, I don't see, where is looking for Aaron Kralik. You know what? I have to figure out what's going on with his paint job. This is the second week we have not been able to see his paint job. I thought it was fixed, but unfortunately he'll be that white car there. And
green flag.
Anyway, the green flag is out and we're racing at Watkins Glen. Sora takes them down to turn one. Mark Love, Sinchak, Kessler, and Gomillion, your top five. Did everybody make it through? Thinking maybe they did. Looks like everybody got through pretty good here. Great start by the field. Love chasing Sora through the chicane for the first time. Everybody's doing a good job. They know they're playing for keeps now. They can't afford to spin out. It could be a disastrous ending. Looks like Sora, Love, and Sinchak, they've gapped themselves from the rest of the field a little bit, over 2 seconds back from fourth place, Nick Kessler. Kessler followed by Maurice Gomillion. Qualified fifth, remains in fifth. A little further back, there's Dustin Swingle. He's got a little over a half-second gap between him and Ferraro. And Watchorn might be in trouble. We're not even showing him. Oh, Watchorn had some problems there. Let's run it back and see if we can see what happened. Oh, and it just got away from it and hard into the wall, and that wall grabbed him, and he got literally hung up in the fence, and he had to tow back to the pit. So, it's going to take him a minute to get back there before he can even fix the car. It's a tough break for the number one there. Oh, and Mark Love, you just saw him get a little sideways there, trying to catch Sora. Now, about 1 second between him, the car in front of him, and the car behind, Tom Senchak, and still have those top three are maintaining a 2 second gap over Nick Kessler, who actually, he's fourth place there. He's being followed closely by Maurice Gomillion. And then it's another 4 seconds back to number 9, David Swingle. He's got a lot of company. A lot of pressure from Ryan Ferraro. Corey Jansen's trying to catch Ferraro there. He can pretty much battle him without worrying about Thomas Walter at the moment. Walter running, he's the top, the last car in the top 10 there. He's over a second and a half ahead of Patrick Hernandez, currently running 11th. We've got four, and Hernandez climbs the curb there a little bit, keeps it going. And we saw somebody running wide back there. That might have been the 88 of Joshua Stevens. And he just got passed by the 6 car, Josh Bearden. Bearden now up to 12th position. Now he's got a good, at least almost a 1.5 second lead over Stevens. It looks like we have a couple of retirements, both Watchorn and Dakota Moniz. And I didn't see what happened to Dakota Moniz. We didn't even get a report that he had wrecked. Maybe he did not start for some reason. I don't know, but it showed everybody on track. So we do have 2 retirements at the moment, and we just saw who was that running slow? Landon Durhold. Not sure what the problem is. Maybe he was just getting out of the way for some of the faster cars. Seems to be going okay now. He's got Mike Vano behind him. They're not on the same lap. I think Durhold is at the tail end of the lead lap there. Meanwhile, up the front, there's Vincent Sora. Continues to lead. Mark Love, Tom Sinchak, third. Kessler and Romillion, your top five. Sora, Love trying to put some heat on Sora there. Oh, taking a peek on the outside. Whoa, and hanging on the outside with Vincent Sora. Sora maintaining about a half-second gap there. We're showing a lot of, let's see, there's Patrick Hernandez. He's running 10th now. Thomas Walter, he moved up to 9th position. He was in 10th place a couple of laps ago. Josh Bearden now in 11th position. Trying to chase down the number 2 car, Hernandez. Let's ride along with Josh Bearden for a moment while I reset this graphic so we can get our track map back here. There we go. There's the 12 of Ryan Ferraro. He's currently 7th. He has a little ways to go to catch Max Foner in the 6th position. Although he's getting a bit of pressure now from Jansen. Jansen just went by, as a matter of fact. Corey Jansen moves up to the 7th position, followed by Thomas Walter. Ferraro falling back a couple of positions. And now he's getting pressure from, let's say, the number 2 car of Patrick Hernandez. Hernandez now with the 10th place car, the last car in the top 10. Hernandez, Hernandez being followed by Josh Bearden there. Currently 11th position. Maurice Gomillion, now he's 10 seconds back from the top 3. And got a bit of a 3-second cushion between him and Nick Kessler, which he did pass, by the way, for the 4th position. Kessler now running 5th. Getting a little squirrely coming out of that curve. Manages to hold on to it, because right behind him, Max Foner is waiting. Any mistake will be taken advantage of immediately. Oh, and look, and there we go. Kessler, and he's going straight to the pits. Not sure if he's getting tires or... Let's see. I couldn't see if he had damage or not. Hood doesn't look too bad. Yeah, the car looks fine. We're 10 laps into the 74-lap event. He may have decided to, let's see if he gets some tires here. Yep, he's going to go ahead and put some fresh rubber on that 30 car. And he will be on his way. He is actually the first car actually to pit, under green flags here. Came in lap number 9. That's his first time in the pits. And actually, Kessler decided to put it behind the wall, so he's showing out of the event. They're right along with the 11 of Corey Jansen. Got that 11 GoPro machine in the 7th position. He's got Thomas Walter in front of him there with Patrick Hernandez. Hernandez is up to the 8th position. Hey, surprise, surprise. I always tell you folks, that 2 car, he knows how to get his way up into the top 10. And before this thing's over, folks, I don't know. He might just be up there. Josh Bearden's having something to say about it, trying to keep Hernandez in the 9th position. Racing down towards the chicane. Oh, and they lock it up just a little bit. They both get through cleanly, though. Doing everything he can to keep the 2 car back there. Meanwhile, up the front, Vincent Sora, he continues to lead Mark Love. Love just under a second behind now. Got a bit of pressure there from Tom Sinchak. We're showing, I think we're showing somebody else. Oh, we're showing Joshua Stevens crash. Let's take a look and see what happened there. He's already off the course. Doesn't look like he really hit anything. Just went for a ride through the gravel there. Luckily for Stevens, he had a wide runoff area. Currently running 15th. There's Dakota Moniz. He's on his way out of the pits. He's moving pretty slow there, and he stops. Not sure. He's back to the pits. Not sure what happened to Moniz. That's surprising. He was just in, and we saw him coming out, and car's still running. That's a little puzzling there. I don't know what happened with the 42 there. Meanwhile, Maurice Gomillion, he's in 4th position now. He's got a couple of lap cars in front, one in front, one behind. Rochelle is running 14th, a car ahead of him, and that's the 15 of Stevens right behind him. There's a 19 of Max Foner, rounding out the top 5 there. have a few more cars in the pits here. There's Landon Durhold. He's in for servicing. And I think I saw somebody on their way out. Couldn't catch who that was. And Moniz, he's still there. Thomas Walter running P7. Coming under pressure from the 6th car of Josh Bearden. Hernandez, he's lost a little time there to Bearden. Almost almost close to 3 seconds, close to 4 seconds actually. He's in a solid 9th place position now, 5 seconds ahead of. Well, that's actually the lap car for Ferraro behind him. So absolutely no pressure from behind for position. I just saw some smoke. Don't know who that was. Let's see. Oh, that was Max Foner. Let's take a look here and see what happened. There's Foner. Went off track there. And, oh, wow, and he's just trying to get going, and he just ends up hitting the wall again. That might have been only the first time because he had a big runoff area there, and he's having some connection issues as well. You see him keep popping in and out there. Boy, he's getting that car tore up in the front, trying to get going again. Let's bring it back live here. He's still running in the 11th position after all of that. And that is a battle for position. He has Aaron Kralik in front of him. We need to figure out what we can do to get Aaron's paint scheme on here. 'Cause Trade Paints does act weird sometimes, but we still he's the only car that we're not seeing these good-looking paint jobs out here. We want to see his too, and we'll have to see what we can do with that before the next race. Figure that out. Kralik currently running 11th. It looks like Foner, he decided to go into the pits now. Coming in, probably they're going to use a faster pair on that nose. Because he may also have some suspension damage as well. And there he is, brand new. Looks like he might be getting some tires and fuel as well. Or just fuel. It doesn't look like he's getting any tires. He must be happy with the tire wear. Hopefully he's not going to retire the car. He did use the faster pair, so you would think he would be coming back. There's the 6th of Josh Bearden, 7th position. Vincent Sora continues to lead. Dustin Swingle, boy, he has some problems there. Heavy damage on the 9 car. Wonder if he's going to come into the pits to get that repaired. Not a big aerodynamic deficiency on a road course, but you have to hope that his handling is okay with the car, considering the whole front end is missing there. Let's see if he pits. He doesn't. Is he going to come into pits? No, he is not. He's going to tough it out and stay out. He's currently running 11th position, but he's not on the lead lap though. Or should I say he's looks like he's on the tail end of the lead lap. Let's see where he's actually positioned here. He's actually showing 1 lap down. He's the first car a lap down. Unfortunately, they believe they would have a lucky dog on a road course. So he's better off letting Love and Sinchak on by there, which he does. They're riding up here with 5th place Corey Jansen. Maurice Gomillion is a healthy almost 10 seconds ahead of the 11th car. Thomas Walter is only 4 seconds back, now just over 5. And he's getting a bit of pressure from the 6th car of Josh Bearden. We're now 18 laps in of the 7, and there goes Walter off into the grass, and Bearden could not capitalize on that. He probably might have checked it. There he goes. Now Bearden does drive under, but he probably, oh, and no. Did Bearden got loose himself. I was going to say he might have gave Walter plenty of room to get his car gathered up, and then he himself had a little bit of handling trouble there. And Hernandez was there to take advantage, now up to 7th position. That 2 car is on a mission, folks. Now he's chasing down Thomas Walter, and Walter seems to be holding his own right now, just over a second. Let's look at the lap time history there and see what we see. Now he's clearly faster than Bearden there. And let's look and see. Let's compare it to Walter, and he's faster than Walter on the last 4 laps. The 3rd place, Sinchak, he's putting a bit of pressure on Mark Love now for that 2nd position. Oh, and Love is in the grass. He manages to hold on. Sinchak right there, but could not capitalize. Is he going to hold it together through that turn? It looks like he does. Sinchak is right there, folks. Sinchak himself gets a little squirrely as they go through the last turn now, getting around to come onto the front stretch. These two, they can battle it out pretty comfortably. As you can see in timing and scoring, Maurice Gomillion is well over 20 seconds behind these two. And they in turn 3 seconds behind your leader, Vincent Sora. I mean, they're using every bit of the track and then some. Love doing his best to hold on to that 2nd place position. Meanwhile, a little further back, there's Patrick Hernandez getting closer to Thomas Walter. Hernandez is on the attack. Taking a peek down the inside. I think he's going to get him there, folks. He's got the better angle. The 2 car moves into the 6th position. Patrick Hernandez now is 6th place. Now he's got a lapped car, Mike Vano, ahead of him. And 5th place, Jansen, is about 10 seconds down the road, so he's got a bit of work to do. We're at 22 laps now of the 74-lap event. And he's not rid of Walter just yet. Walter only about a half second behind. Walter trying to keep pace with the 2 car. Here they go through the chicane again. Walter was mowing a little grass last time. He gets through there cleaner this time. And while all that's going on, there's the 6 car, Josh Bearden. He's trying to get in on this party here. Oh, and somebody's got some, somebody's flashing there. Couldn't tell who that was. There's some lap cars there that they got to get around. Oh, wow, and he shoots down the inside of the 12 car, and they get together a little bit, and there's the 12. That was Ryan Ferraro. He's not on the lead lap. These boys ain't playing around out there today, folks. And Bearden, he's rolling like he thinks he's got something there for the 57 machine. We're going to see what happens here. Walter is about 3/4 of a second ahead. And we need to go to the top here for a second, folks. Tom Sinchak, he did get by Mark Love for that second position, and he's starting to pull away a bit. Now almost a second ahead of the 25 car. Tom Sinchak, second place now. Vincent Sora, he continues to lead. He's about to catch the lap car of Stevens there, Joshua Stevens. And across the start-finish line, start lap 25 of 74. Vincent Sora has a very good command of this circuit today. And now we're at pit. I think Love is in the pits. There he is getting tires, probably tires and fuel. Now Love, he's back in the 5th place now after stopping for tires. And that's a lap car of Dakota Moniz in front of him. He's probably going to move to the side. There he does, so Love can get on by. That's a good move on Dakota. Locking it up a little bit there, going into the carousel. Patrick Hernandez is about 6 seconds behind the 25 car. And we've seen a few cars in the pits for like maybe for crashing or something like that, but we're actually only showing about 3 cars that have actually made scheduled pit stops so far. There's the 10 of James Trammell, running 9th place. He's under a bit of pressure from Aaron Kralik, though, for that 9th position. Kralik rounds out your top 10. and that might have been Crawlick. He might be having a little bit of connection issue there. His car blinked out there for a second. Meanwhile, up to the front of the field here is 44 Maurice Gamillion, comfortably in third position, a whopping 22 seconds behind Jansen. And now here comes Gamillion. Now, is that enough of a gap to come back out into third position? And I'm going to say no, because Jansen actually just went by. That graphic showing the gap between them obviously was off. And sometimes on these road courses, as the track kind of, obviously some parts of the track are close to each other, and the timing and scoring will read a car close to you when he's actually on the other side of the course. Gamillion down and away, and that brought him down to eighth position. Dustin Swingle, he's on his way out. There's Landon Durhol. He's, I believe he has been in the pits for a while now. We just got a report here. Joshua Stevens crashed. Let's see if we can see what happened there. We saw him having some problems earlier. He's all by himself there, and he just got on the power a little bit too much and nosed it into the wall there. Take it live here, and he is still running at 15th position. He's 2 laps down. There comes a 27 of Mike Bano. Crawling down that pit road with what must seem like taking forever. He's going to get tires and fuel. Wow. He almost sounded like he stalled it, almost stalled it before getting going. Vano now back on his way out, 14th position. And let's see, we got a Kyle Rochelle here. Got a report that he crashed. Let's see what's going on here. There's the 21 car. Oh, and he locked it up going into turn 1 there and just spun around. Plenty of runoff area, so no damage for the 21. That did drop him back a bit, though. He's now in the 11th position. That's not the direction he wants to move. He wants to move in the direction of Patrick Hernandez, who's up to 5th place now. Still being followed by Walter, closely followed by Walter. About 13 seconds behind Corey Jansen. Right now we're showing 8 cars on the lead lap. Maurice Gamillion, he's the last guy and on the lead lap. He's in a bit of traffic there. These are some lap cars, Ferraro and Rochelle around him. And he wants to get by these guys as soon as possible. That's actually Ferraro in front of him, and Josh Bearden is in front of the 12 car, who is actually on the lead lap. So, yeah, Gamillion, he's going to want to catch that 6 car if he can get around the lap car and drag race down to turn 1. Who's going to get there and who's going to make it through? The 44 seems to have the better line. Josh Bearden, okay, yeah, he managed to get by the 12. Thomas Walter, he's losing a little bit of a position now to Hernandez. He was right around a second, but now he's almost 2 seconds behind the 2 car. And Patrick Hernandez, he's got the lap car of Stevens ahead of him. Still a bit of a ways to go to catch Mark Love for the 3rd position. We're on lap 31 of 74. Mark Love, and he's coming through the chicanes as we speak. And he's also surrounded by lapped cars, Vano and Stevens. Your 2nd place runner, Sinchak, he's in for his green flag pit stop. You see on the track map there comes Love coming out of, he's on the front stretch now. And there's oops, I clicked on the wrong guy. There's Love. He just goes by. He picks up 2nd place. Mark Love moves back into 2nd. Sinchak, he's on his way out now. Had to play some catching up there. He's as you can see, he's 18 seconds or so ahead of the 4th place Hernandez. Now Hernandez, let's see, has he stopped? No, he has not stopped. So right now we're showing Love, Sinchak, Gomillion, and Corey Jansen are the only cars in the top 10 who have stopped. And just as I say that, here comes Vincent Soria, leader. In for what should be a scheduled pit stop. Well, when you're the pole setter, it's a long ways down there to your pit stop. 2nd place Love, you can see he's about 17 seconds back. Actually, he's just about to go past. He's coming out of onto the front stretch there, and he's going to move into, I'm sorry, not Sinchak, Love. He's going to move into the 1st place position. There's 4th place Hernandez and Walter coming in together. Racing on the track, racing in pit road. This will be a good battle here. Let's see who gets out first. A lot of the field is passing by, but a lot of them are also going to have to make pit stops. There's Josh Bearden behind. You saw him there. And Hernandez looks like he's going to win the battle off of pit road. With Walter right behind him. And they're coming right into the thick of things there. Got 40 laps to go in the 74-lap event. And there's Walter. Right behind Walter is Aaron Kralik. Now in 8th position. Of course, that's a lap car of Dakota Moniz behind Kralik. Josh Bearden running 9th. Timing and scoring is showing him on the tail end of the lead lap. I'm thinking maybe some of those guys in front of him are going to have to pit, though. Let's see. Aaron Kralik, he's into the pits. And that's going to move Bearden up to the 8th position as Kralik gets his servicing done. Kralik now on his way out. Let's see where he ends up at right now. He's 10th. Looks like he will remain there. 4th place, Maurice Gomillion. There he is in the Valvoline machine right behind him there. Gomillion having a good run today and running in that top 5 there. Has a healthy gap over 5th place Mark Jansen. And both him and Jansen have already pitted. So let's see, it's 74 laps. And Mark Love, he pitted on lap 24. Sora on 32. Sinchak 31. Maurice Gomillion here pitted on lap 26. So he's been out. He had a little bit shorter stint. Both him and Corey Jansen. Corey Jansen, he pitted on lap 29. So you would think maybe that they're going to be in before the leaders next time around. There's going to be some interesting more battles here as far as pit stop strategy. And meanwhile, Mark Love is your leader. And Vincent Soar is there. He is right behind them. Soar's been at the point now all race long up until when he pitted. Of course, he's looking to get that first position back. Now they're showing here 7 cars on the lead lap. Although Jansen, Hernandez, and Walker, their names are in blue there, but they may be on the tail end. And when the leader comes all the way around the track and starts coming behind you, iRacing tends to score you as a lap down, even though you have not been passed yet. And but by their names being in blue, they are in danger of going a lap down, and the software is looking at them as such at this moment. Let's see, there's Hernandez. He's got Swingle right there in front of him. Got a good battle going on with Thomas Walter. Swingle is not helping things. They're racing down to the chicane here. Let's see what happens. Hernandez needs to get through there quickly. It looks like Swingle moves to the side. Lets Walter through as well. Good racing all over the track here. You're watching the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge presented by the Bolt Law Group. Walter, he's trying to chase down Hernandez there. And that's a battle for 6th position. Meanwhile, up the front, Vincent Sora, he's giving Mark Love all he can handle. I think he's fixing the attack here any second now. Taking a look on the inside. Oh, and they have a little bit of a contact, and they both managed to keep going. Coming through the final turn here onto the front stretch. Sora is still in second place. Let's see what happens when they get down to turn one. Love's he locks him up going into turn one. Sora's right there. It's been cloudy pretty much the whole race. Every now and then it looks like the sun is trying to peek through a little bit. Starting to see a few shadows, but still pretty much overcast today. Oh, and Sora gets a little loose there. It loses a bit of time. That's going to almost put him back a whole second from Love. Not quite. He manages to regain control of the car and maintains just over a half-second gap from the leader. We're now at lap 40, about to start lap 41 of 74. I mean, these guys are hauling the mail out here today, folks. Sora climbs the curb there just a little bit. Didn't seem to upset the car at all. As they go flying down to the chicane. I think we said the air temperature was around 83 degrees. 83 degrees. That might actually be a very good track temperature to get these tires up to operating temperature, but not overheat them. Because the guys are doing a great job around Watkins Glen here today. They continue to battle. There's Dakota Moniz. He's on his way into the pits for his servicing. Looks like he just has to get 4 tires and fuel. Oh, he's overshot the pit stall just a little bit. Waiting to get that second set of tires on. Moniz is down and away. And he will come out. Looks like he's 17th position there. Meanwhile, up the front, Love and Sora continue to battle it out. Tom Senchak, he's not too far behind now. He's over 2.5 seconds behind. The leaders are right up there ahead of him. He's close enough that if they have a problem, he's pretty much in the catbird seat. I see somebody going wide. So who was that going wide there? Oh, that's Landon Durhol. He's been in the pits for a while. And I think I saw Dakota Moniz. He's back in the pits. He was right there behind Durhold. He had just left out. That's not a good sign when they come out and then go right back in. And actually, we're getting reports that he had crashed. Let's go back and see what happened to Moniz here, if we can. Oh, and he got hung up, and wow, whoever that was behind him just did make it through. And so, yeah, he's in the process of towing back to the pits. So, unfortunately, he'll be there for a while. Here rolling along with Thomas Walter. He was 7th place. Trying to keep pace with Patrick Hernandez. Almost an entire second now back from the 2 machine. Hernandez ran well wide in that turn there. That allowed Walter to catch up now to less than half a second. Going down through the chicane. Hernandez all in the grass. Is it enough for Walter to take advantage of it? Probably not, because he is on the outside there. Not the best line to go through that turn. Patrick Hernandez putting up a great fight in there. He slides in the grass, and that time Walter does make it by as they come out onto the front stretch. Now Hernandez is the one that's got some work to do. Can he get back by the 57 machine? He's keeping it right there. We're going to go down that long straight to the chicane. Can he try to make a run? Here's the drag race down to the chicane, folks. Oh, boy. Walter gets out of it. He knows they both can't make it through there together. Hernandez back to P6. Man, great racing. Everybody holds on to it coming out of the chicane. Looks like Hernandez runs a little wide. Is opening the door for the 57 just a little bit. Battle for 6th position rages on. Meanwhile, at the front there, Mark Love. Now they've got that's actually everybody there's racing. Love, he's in 2nd place. Boy, he's got Sora in front. Sora managed to get the lead back. Oh, and they come together. Oh boy. And yet they're still rolling. Sinchak, he's gonna take advantage of those two. And jumps right to the front. Boy, they're battling hard out there. There's Gomillion. He's back in 4th place. There's Love and Sora going through the chicane trying to catch Sinchak. Fierce battling going on here at the front of the field. Still got a ways to go now. I'm pretty sure all of these guys are going to have to stop at least one more time. And boy, won't that be interesting if they all came into the pits at the same time. But Mark Love, he's on a slightly different strategy than Sinchak and Sora. He stopped on lap 24, where Sinchak and Sora stopped at laps 31 and 32 respectively. There's Aaron Karlik. He's on his way back out from his servicing. That's his 2nd pit stop of the day. Back up the front here to this battle. Sinchak, he's got a little bit of breathing room now from Love, almost 3/4 of a second. Oh boy, I tell you, they're just throwing those cars through those S's. Flying down through the chicane. Sinchak followed by Mark Love, followed by Vincent Sora. And boy, Sora, look at Sora, he's getting right there on the 25. Trying to put as much pressure as he can. Here they come onto the front stretch. Sora taking a look on the inside. Drag race down to turn 1. I think Sora's going to get him. Yes, he does. Vincent Sora back to second place. Now, what does he have for the 8 machine? He's less than a second away, folks. Vincent Sora says, I wasn't in first place for nothing, guys. And right now, he's showing it. Mark Love is doing his best to stay with him. They may catch the 8 car together. Here they go through the chicane. Sora has a little damage there because he did have some contact there with Love earlier. Things are getting super tight here now for the top 3. We're lap 48 of 74. Sora, at the moment, not quite able to make any more progress there to catch Sinchak. Just about staying around a half a second. Now he's in the minute. I say that. Now he's down to 0.4. And they've got some lap traffic in front of them, and that's going to get interesting when they catch that lap traffic. I mean, I'm sure the guys will move out of the way, but still, when it's a lot of cars, you can't get everybody out of the way right when you want them to. Boy, sorry, he's pouring on the coal now, folks. Getting ready to complete lap 49. And Mark Love, he peels off into the pits. And that's what I was saying a little earlier. He was on a slightly different pit strategy. And that was going to force him to have to pit before Sinchak and Sora. So that's going to be interesting, because now when he comes out and they're going to have to stop again, we have 24 laps to go. Well, let's see. Can they and they went 31 they went over 30 laps, both Sinchak and Sora. And we've got 24 to go, folks. They pitted on lap 31 and 32 respectively. They are going to have to stop one more time. The question is, can Mark Love catch them? He might be in the position that you want to be in to take this race, folks, based on just the pit stop strategy alone. Meanwhile, Sinchak and Sora continue to battle it out and working their way through lap traffic here. Sinchak looks like he got the, I believe that's oh, and he got a little squirrely. He doesn't have any more lap traffic for about 8 seconds now. Thomas Walter there, 8 seconds down the road. And of course, Sora is right on his tail. He's not giving that 8 car a moment to rest whatsoever. Tom Sinchak putting up a great battle against the 14 machine. Vincent Sora, he was pretty dominant there at the front when he was leading before he had that green flag pit stop. And but once you pass him, leading a race or even catching a guy. Catching him and passing him are two different things altogether. Here they go again, coming off of the final turn there. And Sinchak is just so strong coming down that front stretch. Sora just cannot get any kind of advantage as they come down to turn one. Now, we just saw somebody back there run really wide. Who was that? We saw that was looks like that was Mike Vano that ran wide. We have a report that Max Foner crashed. Let's see what happened to Max here. Coming down to the chicane. Oh, and he just... Did he hit any? Nobody hit him. They locked it down so guys could get past, so good recovery there. Managed to get it going without no damage to himself or anyone else. He is about 3 laps down, I believe. Here's a 6th place runner, Patrick Hernandez in. And let's see, this is his second pit stop here. And he's stopping on lap 53 here. I'm thinking everybody's going to have about 3 stops, I'm guessing. Hernandez on his way out, and he will come out in 8th position. That did allow Josh Bearden by into 7th place. In fact, Walter also got by. And there's your 4th place runner, Maurice Gomelin. He is Gomillion. He's coming in for his servicing. Maurice been having a good race today. Getting 4 tires. And as he's taking off, here comes Thomas Walter. Now, this is just the pit stop cycling around. He had gotten past Hernandez, and it'll be interesting to see if Bearden comes in as well. Now, he's 6th place, and there's Bearden. Hernandez, and they both go by, so they're going to move up a position each. Hernandez now to 7. Thomas Walter, look at that drag race coming out of the pits. Oh boy. Walter came out of the pits and took 7th place back from Hernandez. Wow. His timing and scoring had advanced him to 7th place. But I guess when they went around that turn 1, and then they met right back up with the 57 as he was exiting the pits. Now, he did. Looks like Hernandez kind of is around 57, and maybe not. Thomas Walter now, and he's got those fresh tires as too. So yeah, he's got the fresh rubber. He might be ahead of those two now for a while. So there's Hernandez. He's got Love. He's got the 3rd place car of Mark Love. Looks like between him and the 57 of Thomas Walter. Everybody has pitted. Well, everybody in the top 10 has pitted twice except for ninth place James Trammell. He's only pitted once. And then the 2 front runners of Sinchak and Sora. So they're obviously going to have to pit at some point. Because now you're looking at, as you see the rest of the field, Sinchak, Sora, and Love are showing the only cars on the lead lap, but they're obviously on a different pit cycle than everybody else, and it's just a matter of them stopping, and that's probably going to rotate them back into the field a little bit, because Jansen's only 2/10 behind them. He's a lap down, though. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out there. Especially, I would say, with Bearden, Walter, and Hernandez. Let's look at those. Let's see. We don't have the gap yet. We can't see how far back Jensen is at the moment. Trammell, he's on his way back out. Actually, thought I clicked on Trammell. It's not showing Trammell, or did he? I'm not sure if did he retire. It says pit exit. Oh my goodness, who is that? Is that that is Mark Love sitting there? So when did he? Apparently, something bad happened, and we don't have a. Let's see. Let's go back and look at this replay here. See what happened to Love. Cars are all over. Oh, and everybody got hung up in there. Hernandez, the 88 machine of Joshua Stevens. Let's see. Is Hernandez? Is he running? He's still running. Let's bring it back live here. I thought he had lost his nose, but he did not. He's in 7th position now, though. And he is like 6 seconds behind Walter. That was some bad luck there for the 2-car. Oh, almost. Oh, hang on to it. Hernandez trying to do everything he can now to try to catch the 57 machine, and he's getting around there too hard. He locked it down, didn't hit anything. No one's behind him. Stevens is 15 seconds behind, or not 15 behind. That relative is showing a weird time there. Don't know if he wants to, if he should come in for some tires or not. Maybe a little frustrated because he was doing so well and got caught up in that that incident there with Love. And let's see, and Mark Love, he's still sitting on the in pits. So he might have had to tow back, which is why he's still sitting there all this time, and currently in 8th position. Meanwhile, Maurice Gomillion is now your 3rd place runner. He's got Corey Jansen right behind him in 4th, actually over 2.5 seconds behind. Looks like your leader, Vincent Sora, is now on pit road. So down to the first pit stall. When you get the pole position, it's funny. It's just the opposite of Formula One cars, where the pole sitter gets the first stall as you come into the pits. So down in the way, and it looks like he's on his way out, and he will come out in 2nd position, about 5 seconds behind Sinchak. Now they both have 2 pit stops under their belt. When we were looking at all that other stuff with Hernandez and Love, Sinchak, he pitted on lap 57, and as you saw, Sora pitted on lap 58. So I'm thinking, they should be good to go now to the end of the race. But man, that is amazing, the gap that they have put on the field. Vermillion, Jansen, and Walter and Bearden down. When you look back in 5th and 6th position, they are over a minute behind. The timing and scoring is kind of showing them as a lap down, but they're not officially. They haven't actually been passed by the leader, but they're over half a lap behind the leader. So it's for whatever reason that's how iRacing does it. It shows them as being a lap down or in danger of going a lap down, but they are indeed on the lead lap. Josh Bearden being the last. Oh no, who was that? Did we just see Sora losing it? And he just came out of the pits, trying a little too hard there to catch Sinchak. And that's that lead. Now, who was that just went by? That was Hernandez just went by. So Vincent Sora, he needs to gather it back up. We're at lap 60 of 74, 14 laps to go. Hernandez, he's just wheeling it. He doesn't have anything to lose because he's currently running. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. Let's see here. Let's move forward here. Yep, he's currently running 7th, but he is a lap down. And I know he's not going to try to hold up a lead car. He'd probably be getting a blue flag anyway. And looks like he ran wide there, so Sora will go on by there. Well, that was a tough break for the 2 car. We've seen that happen a few times this season. He will make his way up into the top 10 or maybe even the top 5 and kind of get caught up in something. So, I mean, he's going to keep knocking on that door, and one of these days he's going to knock it right on down. Meanwhile, up the front, Thomas Sinchak, now he's got a super healthy lead now over Vincent Sora. And we think we just saw Josh Bearden. He pulled into the pits. This will be his second and most likely final pit stop of the day. Yeah, I stand corrected. I was thinking everybody would have to do 3. It's like a 2-stop race for everybody that didn't have to stop any extra times because of damage or what have you. Now, by him stopping, he's on the way out, but that did move Hernandez to 6th position. And see, Hernandez, he stopped. He's already had 2 stops. He stopped on lap 51. So he should also be good to go to the end of the race. So he just needs to keep it on track. So day's not too bad for the 2 machine. Up ahead, Thomas Walter. He's cruising along in 5th place. He's got the leader right behind him, about a couple of seconds behind him. But right now he's comfortably in that 5th place position. Lap car Max Fona right in front of him. About a second and a half down the road. Cruising smoothly through the chicane there. And here's a battle here on Jansen. He's trying to catch Maurice Gomillion. About just under 3 seconds to catch the 44 car. Maurice Gomillion, he is having a good run today. Running third place at the moment with 10 laps to go. And see, Gomillion, he's already stopped twice, so he should be able to make it on fuel. The last time he stopped was lap 52. So there's no reason the 44 should not make it to the checkered flag. Right behind him there was there's Corey Jansen. And you can see how far he has to catch up there. You can just see Gomillion right there as he comes up over the hill. And he gets around that curve and he'll come into view in a second. Well, he's probably about going into the chicane now. There he is going into the chicane, and here comes Jansen through. And that gap is increasing now, just over 3 seconds, and Jansen gets it a little wrong coming out of there. Got a little too close to that curve, rode the curb, and managed to keep the car going without any spin or anything. But it did cost him another second. Now he's 4.1, 4.2 behind Gomillion. Even better to help solidify Gomillion's chances of finishing third today. We're at lap 65 of 74. Let's look back at Hernandez here. He's got a lap car ahead of him, and he's got a little distance from Walter. So Josh Bearden, he is 12 seconds behind Hernandez. He's got Mark Love, who was up there at the front for a good portion of the day, right behind him, but that's not even a battle for position now. And as you can see, Love, he's riding along now with that tore up front of that car. He may have already used his fast repair, or it just did not stop, just to maintain track position, pick up that top 10 finish. One of the closest battles is, I believe, Jansen and Gomillion, and that's getting close to, he did go back to about 4 seconds, and he's still pretty close to 4 second gap from the 44. Let's compare their lap time histories here. Gomillion clearly quicker in the last 5 laps, except for, I'd say, the fifth one, lap 65. Jansen was quicker by a little over 0.2. There's Josh Bearden. Continues to lead Mark Love around the course. Not on the same lap, of course. There's no point really Love passing him. He's nothing to gain whatsoever, as long as Bearden can keep up the same pace, which he appears able to do so. let's see, who else is running here? You know, we do have several retirements. Ferraro's out, Moniz is out, Kessler and Watchorn. Watchorn, I think he went out right near the beginning there. So here's Aaron Kralik. Now Kralik, he's 2 laps down, but he's actually in the top 10. He's running ninth. He has a car on a lead lap in front of him, or at least, yeah, that's Sinchak that was in front of him. Now Trammell is. I think Trammell just went a lap down. Well, just went 2 laps down. He's 4 seconds from the 8th place car. And he's got a car that's even further laps down than he is, Dustin Swingle behind him. So Aaron Kralik could be on pace for a solid top 10 finish today. There's Mark Love with missing the nose on that number 25 machine. At this point, you know, he's got a top 10 finish on his belt. Just needs to get to the checkered flag, which is about 5 laps away. You're watching the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge presented by Bolt Law Group here on Rice Motorsports TV. There's Kyle Rochelle, and he's surrounded by some cars that are not on the same lap as he is. Rochelle's in 13th. 12th position is Max Foner. Foner, he's had his troubles today, but he's hung in there. Still managing to be in the top 15, running 12th at the moment. And that is a battle for position. Dustin Swingle is right ahead of him there, about 1.5 seconds down the road. There's Swingle going into turn 1. And he's got Aaron Kralik in front of him, but Kralik is a lap ahead of him, so nothing for him to gain. That's not a battle for position. In fact, Swingle's in 11th, Kralik's in 9th. Bit of traffic up ahead. Now 4 laps remaining in this 74-lap event. I was kind of looking to see if Foner could catch Swingle, but it's just about growing to a 2-second gap now, so unless he's got something in reserve that he can dig down and grab it. Got a little squirrely there coming off of that last turn. The entire field now, with the exception of Mike Vano. Vano's in the pits. Now this is actually his 3rd stop into the pits, and everyone else has stopped twice, except for Ferraro, Moniz, and Kessler, who they all retired earlier in the race after they had made at least 1 pit stop. Stevens is rolling along in 14th. He's had some troubles today, but looks like he should be able to make it to the end. You don't want to see somebody retire at all. And if you can see everybody get to that checkered flag, that's definitely what you want to see. Up to your leader, Tom Sinchak. He's surrounded by lapped cars. took advantage of some mishaps for the other leaders earlier on in the race, and so far he's been able to capitalize on it. A very healthy lead over second place Vincent Sora as he goes through the chicane there. It should be 2 to go next time he crosses the line. Smooth lines through those turns. That's what they always say about racing. If you're going to be anything, you got to be smooth, regardless of whether it's road course or oval track. The smoothness equals quickness, which equals a faster lap time. Vincent Sora, I believe he was your pole sitter, and he gonna probably have to settle for second place today, but hey, that's nothing to hang your head about, having a very good day today here at Watkins Glen. If not for that little bit of bad luck he had earlier, getting tangled up with some other drivers, he might still be close to Sinchak to battle for that win. And now it's all about bringing it home to the checker flag. And how about Maurice Gomillion here? Still running third, and he's got a healthy almost 4.5 second lead over Corey Jansen in fourth. Very good day for the 44 machine, and we've got the white flag in the air. Sinchak has one more lap to go to take home the victory. Stevens, he moves to the side for the 44 machine. There's the 8 car. Making his way down to the final 2 turns towards the checker flag. Tom Sinchak, making a good day of it, is your winner here at Watkins Glen. Sora, ladies and gentlemen. And they're waiting for the, now we've got, the whole field is gone by, so now we can give you the final order of the day. Here we have your race results. Tom Senchak, your winner. Vincent Sora, second. Maurice Gomillion, third position. Great race there for Maurice. In fourth position, Corey Jansen. Thomas Walter, fifth. Patrick Hernandez brings it home in sixth place. Josh Bearden, seventh. James Trammell, eighth. Ninth place, Aaron Kralik. Mark Love finishes out the day in 10th. Dustin Swingle, 11th place. In 12th, we have Max Foner. Kyle Rochelle, 13th. Joshua Stevens, 14th. Mike Mantle, 15th. In 16th position, we have Ryan Ferraro. 17th, we have Dakota Moniz. 18th, we have Landon Durhold. 19th position, we have Nick Kessler. And Merrick Watchhorn finishing in 20th position. And we want to thank you for watching today's race here today. Hope you enjoyed the North American iRacing Stock Car Challenge presented by Bolt Law Group. And if you enjoyed today's road racing, folks, come on back here to Rice Motorsports TV tomorrow evening with the Apex This iRacing League for the supercars and the rough cars at the Nürburgring in their season finale. That will be here tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button so that you'll be notified of when we go live next. For all of us here at Rice Motorsports TV, we want to wish you all a pleasant evening.